Welcome to G4X, and today I'm going to show you how you can slightly improve the graphics on your copy of Watch Dogs on the PS4, Xbox One, and probably on every other platform as well. Now, I've got it on how it normally is at the moment. If you just kind of have a look around, you can see that the floor looks very flat, and the kind of things like this money meter or whatever you want to call it there stands out really badly against the floor, and everything looks very kind of smooth and well lit rather than having a lot of shadows. And the reason why there's been a lot of controversy about the graphics on Watch Dogs even, is that basically in E3 a couple of years ago they showed some footage and it looked amazing, and everyone expected, well, the PC version is going to have the most powerful processing power for the game, so that's probably going to look like that, and it wasn't. And across the board on all the consoles, at least next gen and PC, the graphics looked exactly the same, and everyone complained about it. And I think they were trying to do it so that it was fair, but at the same time they compromised the graphics and so on and so forth. I won't get too far into it, but the main cause of the changes, as it were, is the shaders and the shadows and all that kind of stuff, which is why if you look at the floor now, it looks very bland, very pale, kind of stands out. It looks very empty looking. It's because it's lacking a lot of contrast in it. So if you want to just change the graphics, and the only way you can do this in-game really simply without sort of changing huge things and, you know, hacking the game and all that kind of stuff, all you need to do is go to your menu and go down to options, and you see where it says calibration, where you can see that symbol in the middle of the screen, and it says you can change the brightness to whatever level, and you kind of start off at like 70 or something like that, and you're supposed to barely be able to see this. Well, watch what happens when I put it all the way down to 10 or 5 or something like that. Right, we're on 10. Oh look, I can still see everything. It's not pitch black. Look, it still looks like day. But you'll notice that the graphics actually look more detailed, and that's because you've added darker areas into the dark areas, if it were. If you look on the floor there, we can see black lines that kind of indicate where all the paving stones are. They'll be a lot darker. There's more contrast in them. There's more contrast in the shadows. And in a normal game where you turn the brightness all the way down, this would look ridiculous. It'd look pitch black. But for some reason, this game, you do it this way, it looks exactly the same, only it has more shadows and more contrast to it. And just look at the details over there now. Now if I go back into the menu, and I go to options, and I go down to calibration, and I turn it back up to, I think it's 75 it was on. Now look, it seems like there's less detail. And I'll do it again and go back, and you can see again. Calibration, we'll go down to 10 again. So much more detail, seemingly, because your eyes think there's more detail because there's more contrast in all the shadows, which make the graphics stand out, look more individual. Each leaf will stand out now more than it did before. Before it would have just looked like a mush of leaves, but now you can see the individual leaves a bit more. Just for a little bit of extra comparison, guys, here's basically an area with the normal light setting, and now you can see it with the other light setting. This other light setting is on 15, and the normal light setting is on 75, and you can see there's a huge difference in the contrast. You can just look at those cracks in the road there, and the shadows everywhere else. It just looks so much more detailed, and you can really see how the difference kind of comes into it there. It's a tiny little trick. It just makes sense, basically. You're bringing out the shadows, you're bringing out all the dark areas. Every time there's a line in something, that line's going to stand out more. And all you're doing is changing down the brightness, essentially. And like I say, on any normal game, when you do this, basically, if you turn the brightness all the way down that much on a normal game, the screen would be practically black. But for some reason, in Watch Dogs, it's really, really, really bright to start with. Their calibration is way off. So if you turn it down, and I would suggest putting it at 15, maybe 20. I know I've got it on 10 at the moment, but I'd probably say about 15 is just the right spot to get it perfect. Let's just check it on 15 just to see what it looks like. Bear with me just 1 second. 15. Okay. yeah, I would say that is just right. That's just the right amount of contrast, and suddenly the graphics look a lot better. And don't worry, because when you actually go into nighttime, don't think, oh, everything's going to be pitch black. It isn't. They've lit everything so well in the game that when you're walking around at night and you've got it on 10, you can see just as clearly as you can when you've got it on 75. So that is a neat little trick to get the best graphics out of your Watch Dogs on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and most likely on other consoles on the previous gen and on your PC as well. If you're on your PC, there is a way to get into all of those options that were switched off in the release and switch them back on and improve all the shaders and everything. So Google that and check that out, because it does make a hell of a difference to the game. And I hope this has helped some people out. If it has, please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, because I do a lot of videos on various different games and you might find it interesting, especially if you've got a next gen console. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching G4X.